We really see ourselves as an entertainment company. The difference is that we focus on emerging media, emerging devices, things like iPhone, tablet, and eventually interactive TV. And that's just what we feel is a very, very good way to deliver certain types of content. We focused on cooking to begin with. We've partnered with Jamie Oliver to make a cooking platform. And we've also looked recently at fitness. For the past year, we've been developing a fitness platform with a champion athlete from Canada called Georges St-Pierre.
Welcome to TouchFit, Georges St-Pierre.
We are absolutely just a mobile company. It's just we believe there are certain ways you can interact with content that makes it incredibly tailored and useful to the consumer. And an iPhone and an iPad is a brilliant way to do that. So, for example, with Jamie Oliver, we've made recipes where you can tailor absolutely which recipes you want on your device. And with the way we've built the recipes is we broke them down into steps. It makes it very easy to digest, and just being able to flick through recipes is an incredibly useful and beautiful way to navigate the content. And similarly for fitness, people don't always want to work out in a gym. In fact, a lot of people hate working out in a gym. Not everyone has the room at home to do it in front of a TV. But what the iPhone does is give you complete freedom. You can train anytime and anywhere. And also the interactivity lets us tailor the workout specifically to the user. We use algorithms, and we take all the feedback from the user to build a very delicate picture of their fitness and always challenge them. So there are a few challenges for the mobile industry. These have been going for a couple of years. I mean, I've been doing talks in the mobile industry for quite some time now, and it hasn't changed. It hasn't been solved yet. I mean, we're getting better. The first challenge is about digital value. So that's the fact that, by and large, the perceived value of content on mobile devices is dramatically misaligned. So we're far more willing to pay for a cookbook from Jamie Oliver than we are for an app, for example. And especially some of the financial models that really are sustainable to us, things like in-app purchases and subscription, are the things the consumer understands the least. So that's one challenge. We have to educate them and kind of civilize them in a way to understand that that's best for us to deliver their content. And the second challenge is about discovery. Apps, there are 40 billion apps downloaded from the App Store, and there's 800,000 available the last time I checked. But the problem is we hear that also 300 games are submitted every single day to the App Store. Most of those are never going to be seen. So discovery is a huge, huge issue that has not been solved, and Apple is certainly doing very little to help with that, for the time being anyway. And we get around that by partnering with enormous brands, people like Georges St-Pierre and people like Jamie Oliver, so we can not only help elevate their brands further, but also take some of the halo effects from all their social networks and things and help us market it. In terms of monetizing all this content, we've experimented with all three payment models of the iOS App Store. The first app we did with Jamie Oliver was a one-off payment. It was about $6 and a very simple proposition for the user, and it did phenomenally well. We generated about 7 figures in the first year. It was incredibly good for our company. That as a model is very difficult to sustain because users expect updates and interface and content, and it's very difficult for us to do that when it's a one-off payment. So we tried in-app purchases, which theoretically should work. We had 8 million downloads of a free app, and you buy additional content within the app. But it's a very kind of delicate proposition for the user to understand it, and for quite a while it was a bit of a lost leader, but eventually it became sustainable. And this industry is all about experimenting. People who don't experiment won't have any gain, so we moved the entire platform over to subscription at the end of last year just to see how it will do. And there's always backlash when you do something so innovative. Consumers are always going to be confused for a while, but we rewarded our users with a 3-month grace period, our faithful users, which ran out on the 1st of April, and as of the 1st of April, our revenue tripled. So we'll see how it does. It's an interesting ride.